Hi, I'm Patrick Spar, and today I'm going to show you how to make compost cookies. Momofuku milk bar. Say that fast 3 times. Momofuku milk bar. Compost cookies. Compost cookies always turn out great in my mother's kitchen because she infamously has a hodgepodge of mix-ins. And that's what makes the compost cookie is the mix-ins. So she put in potato chips. She put in mini pretzels. A spoon of coffee to accentuate the chocolate. Oh yes, chocolate chips. Butterscotch. And graham crumbs. Beautiful, beautiful graham crackers. Are you ready? Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is she calls for graham crust. And her graham crust starts with graham cracker crumbs. So we're going to make the graham cracker crumbs with 3/4 cups or 95 grams of graham crackers. Let's chop them up in the food processor and see what we can get. So we got about 100 grams, 95 to 100 grams of graham crackers. I know this will be happy to chop them up anyway I put them in there, but I think I'm going to go ahead and break them up in halfsies. If we just want to pulse this, here comes some graham cracker crumbs or graham crumbs. We don't want to turn it to a powder. Graham cracker crumbs. I love the smell of graham crackers, don't you? In a medium bowl, there we go. So the next thing we need to do is to add all the dry ingredients and mix those together. So first we have 10 grams or 1/8 cup of milk powder. 1 tablespoon or 13 grams of sugar, nice granulated sugar. And 3/8 of a teaspoon or 2 grams of kosher salt. And this is all going into our 95 grams or 3/4 of a cup of graham cracker crumbs. So we just want to give that a quick whisk. Oops, look at that, there's a whole piece of cracker in there. That'll be in somebody's cookie. Compost cookies like to have big chunks in them. We don't want to break things all up too much because those are the cookie surprises you get when you eat a compost cookie. There might be a pretzel sticking out of it or a piece of a potato chip. Half the joy. And so the next thing we want to do is to whisk the butter and the heavy cream together. We have 2 tablespoons or 28 grams of melted butter and 1/8 cup or 28 grams of heavy cream. So we just want to whisk the butter and the heavy cream together. Get that all mixed up nice and juicy. And then we're going to add the butter and the milk to the dry ingredients and toss again to evenly distribute. There it goes, right in there like that. And since it gets all clumped up in a small whisk, I think we're going to go to the old-fashioned manual method and just toss them. Oh, the warm butter and milk feels so good in my fingers. Look at these beautiful crumbs. Can you see these beautiful crumbs? The butter will act as a glue, adhering to the dry ingredients and turning the mixture into a bunch of small clusters. The mixture should hold its shape if squeezed tightly in the palm of your hand. If it's not moist enough to do so, you can melt an additional tablespoon of butter and mix it in. But oh, it holds that shape so nice. And look at the shiny butter on my hands. This is amazing. And this is just one of the ingredients that's going to go into our compost cookies today. I hope you're as excited about this as I am because I think these are going to be wonderful. Have you ever had a compost cookie? You're going to have to make these for yourself and find out. So now, in the spirit of our best mise en place, these are the ingredients that make our compost cookies today. We got mini chocolate chips, butterscotch chips, mini pretzels, Cape Cod potato chips, butter, old-fashioned rolled oats, flour, sugar, egg, salt, our beautiful graham cracker crust crumbs, light brown sugar, baking powder, vanilla extract, and it's time to make compost cookies. Are you ready? We're just going to start loading all of this into our handy dandy stand mixer, and it's going to do all the hard work today. So here we go. So now we want to combine the butter, sugars, and glucose in the bowl of a stand mixer fitted with a paddle attachment and cream together on medium-high for 2 to 3 minutes. Now Christina says in a pinch, substitute 18 grams or 1 tablespoon of corn syrup for the glucose. I've never cooked with glucose before. I didn't even know that was a thing. We do have a light corn syrup. This is not high fructose corn syrup, it's a light corn syrup, and we're going to use that in place of the glucose, just a tablespoon. 2 sticks or 16 tablespoons of butter. One of our most favorite ingredients in the whole world. There's one, and boom. Here comes number 2. Boom. Now we have 200 grams or 1 cup of granulated sugar. Just like that. 150 grams or 2/3 of a cup tightly packed light brown sugar. Light brown sugar. There it goes. 1 tablespoon of corn syrup. And so we're going to add our paddle attachment, and we'll cream together on medium-high for 2 to 3 minutes. So here we go. Gets our sugars and butter all nice and fluffy and aerates the butter. And the air in these cookies will help them to rise and get all puffy. So the next thing we want to do here is we're going to scrape down the sides of the bowl and add the egg and vanilla and beat for 7 to 8 minutes. Okay then, let's see what we're going to do now. We're going to add the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Mix just until the dough comes together, no longer than 1 minute. Do not walk away from the machine during this step or you risk over mixing the dough. Then we'll scrape down the sides of the bowl with a spatula. What we have next is 225 grams or 1 1/3 cups of flour. Good old King Arthur all-purpose flour. Makes great American cookies. Thank you, King Arthur. 2 grams or 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Just like that. And 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And finally, 4 grams or 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. So Christine is very particular about this step. 1 minute. Do not walk away. Now we're going to add the chocolate chips, butterscotch chips, graham cracker crumbs, oats, and coffee mixed just until incorporated, about 30 seconds. So we have 150 grams or 3/4 cups of mini chocolate chips. We have 100 grams or a 1/2 cup of mini butterscotch chips. $85 grams or a 1/2 cup of graham cracker crust. Oh, it's so moist and buttery. There goes that beautiful graham cracker crust. 40 grams or 1/3 of a cup of rolled oats. Thank you, Bob's Red Mill, for these beautiful certified gluten-free rolled oats. And I'm really excited about this part. We have 5 grams or 2.5 teaspoons of ground coffee. I don't know if I've ever put coffee in a cookie before. And I have my own burr grinder that I grind all of my own coffee that I drink fresh every day. So I've really cranked it down and made a very fine grind. Christina doesn't say in her book whether it should be a coarse grind or fine grind, but just that it's fresh coffee. and not instant coffee, because instant coffee just melts and makes a mess of your cookies. So here we go. Here's our 5 grams of freshly ground coffee. We're going to mix just until incorporated, or about 30 seconds. So next, we've got 50 grams or 2 cups of potato chips. And Christina Tosi likes Cape Cod potato chips, and we here in New England love our Cape Cod potato chips. They are the best. Put a little on this side, a little on that side. And this recipe calls for mini pretzels. 50 grams or 1 cup of mini pretzels. Now pay attention. The instruction here is on low speed, mix just until incorporated, and be careful not to overmix or break too many of the pretzels or potato chips. And that we deserve a pat on the back if one of our cookies bakes off with a whole pretzel standing up in the center. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, let's just grind them in there. Some jumped out. So next we're going to use a 2 3/4 ounce ice cream scoop. Oh, that's my big cookie scooper duper cookie scooper. I haven't used the big one in a while. Looks something like that. And we're going to portion out the dough onto a parchment lined sheet, patting the tops of the cookie dough domes flat. Then we're going to wrap the sheet pan tightly in plastic wrap and refrigerate it for at least an hour. Do not bake your cookies from room temperature. They will not bake properly, okay? Okay. Time to scoop some cookie batter. Initially, we're going to place these fairly close together on the baking sheet because they're going to go into the refrigerator and chill. And after they're well chilled and set, then we'll spread them out 4 inches apart and give them a good 18-minute bake. And put them in the refrigerator to rest for an hour. Into the refrigerator we go. So here is the results. Look at these cookies. Momofuku Milk Bar Compost Cookies from Christina Tosi. Oh, yes I am. I'm going to do a taste. Heavenly. A little crispy around the edges and soft and chewy in the middle. You have to try these for yourself, folks. These are just amazing. This is the real deal, people. Momofuku Milk Bar Compost Cookies from Christina Tosi. So I hope you'll do me a favor. Click that thumbs up like button. Subscribe to my channel. And we'll see you in the next video. Happy baking. Bye-bye. Momofuku Milk Bar Compost Cookies.